All right. So if you are ready to trash your webinar, do me a favor and watch this video. My name is Dakisha Williams, your webinar strategist, and I am excited to be here to share some information with you. Over the next 5 to 10 minutes, maybe, I'm going to tell you 3 areas where you need to check before you trash the whole thing. And it's funny because I literally just had this conversation with a client. Um, she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited! My client attraction, it's really working, and I got all these clients, and they're coming through, and everybody wants to see how they qualify for funding, like right now. So she focuses on funding for business owners, and she's like, so I'm gonna scrap the whole webinar. What? Like, why are we doing that? I literally just did an article on this. And so I'm actually going to share the link to the article below this video as well. But anyway, again, my name is Dakisha Williams, your webinar strategist. And so I want to get right to it. So before you like throw the whole webinar in the trash, okay? There's 3 main areas that I want you to look at. And I have a resource for you. Um, it's going to be a long one, but you have to comment scorecard in the chat to get the gift. I can't even get my words together. Anyway, so all right, so a lot of times what happens is people will do the webinar one time. They'll do the webinar like twice. And they're like, "Oh, this isn't working. It's not converting, and this model doesn't work for me." But does it? And so one of the things that we talk about every time we do our workshop, so every month we do a workshop on how to enroll your signature client. One of the things that I tell them that every conversion event is collecting data for you. That's really what it's doing, is collecting data. So one of the areas in which we were able to have success is by doing our workshop every single month. Every single month, what do? We collected data. So we looked at how many people were registering, how many people were showing up, what percentage of people were closing, what percentage was warm, cold, like everything I'm telling you are literally nuggets. You need to be like writing this down. Okay. Um, but so first and foremost, what I want you to do is do the webinar presentation or workshop, but do the webinar presentation at least 4 times. Write that in the chat or in the comment. I need you to do it at least 4 times. The reason that I need you to do it at least 4 times is so that you can collect data. All right. At least you will have 30 days of data prepared before you make a decision of whether or not it's going to work or not work. Okay. So one of the first things that I want you to look at is, let's look at how many people are showing up. Like I said, when we do our workshops and webinars, one of the first things that I look at is the conversion rate. All right. So I'm gonna give you a tip real quick. So typically webinars, the show rate are about maybe 20 to 30%, especially when you're looking at cold audience. When you're looking at a warmer audience, the show rate can increase to 40 to 50%. Now, if you use SMS or text marketing, you can increase your show rate from 20 to 30% to 40 to 50%. A lot of people are still not using SMS and text messaging. All right. So with that being said, if you're not achieving at least a 25 to 30% show rate, we need to look at what do you need to do to get more people. You need more eyeballs. It's really what you need. And so you can't say that it's not working if you haven't had enough people looking at your content, looking at your presentation, looking at your offer. Because truth be told, in order to get more sales, you need to make more offers. And so if less than 25% are showing up to your presentation and staying to the end, you're not getting enough eyeballs on your presentation. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2, I just said this. Are they staying to the end? If they are not staying to the end, this is why I like webinar software. Everybody wants to use Zoom. I ain't bashing Zoom. But one of the reasons why I like to use a webinar software, because I can guide and see where I lose my traffic. So if people are staying 50% of the time, I'm losing them. Somewhere in my content, I'm losing them, because if your presentation is about 60 minutes, that means 30 minutes into your presentation, they're gone. And so now we need to look at the actual content to figure out, why are you losing them? I could go down a whole training about why you're losing them, but we'll save that. All right. So, and if they're dropping off at 75%, and so that's probably right around when you're getting ready to pitch. So that tells a lot. If people are staying into your presentation up until you pitch, then as soon as you pitch, they're gone. Right. So now what are we doing is the obvious next best step, your offer, because they haven't even seen the offer. So they're like, all right, please, I'm out of here. So we have to make sure that you're getting the right people in front of your content. All right. So number one was check the show up rate, your conversion math. Number two, I need you to find your drop off rate. So track where people leave. And if they drop off before you pitch, maybe you're talking too long. So we have to look at it. Typically, we do a webinar analysis that measures your connection point, your content, and then your close. And so there are specific things that we are looking for in those three main areas where we can help you make adjustments if you're finding that any of this is resonating, meaning your show rate is not high enough. People are leaving before you do your pitch. And then last but not least, this is the people that people are afraid to do. And I don't know why. Pick up the phone and ask people why they didn't purchase. Let me say it again. Pick up the phone and ask people, why did they decide not to take the next best step? Again, this is part of market research, data research, right? It's data. So if you have conversation and they're telling you that this is not right for them, the time is not right, it's money, whatever the objections are, this is great feedback for you, because now you need to address it in your presentation. Let me say that again. If you actually reach out to the people that registered and did not purchase your signature offer, and they tell you why they did not purchase, those are objections. I guarantee you need to make adjustments to your signature talk and address those objections. So if you want access to a scorecard, I just gave my clients this scorecard. I can't believe I'm giving it away. But if you want access to the scorecard, free of charge, no, gatekeeping. I'll go ahead and give you access to the scorecard. All you have to do is drop scorecard in the chat below, and I'll shoot you a DM with the scorecard. Now, you just gotta let me know how it's going. But anyway, I'll give you a link to the scorecard so that you can start tracking, so that you can start getting data. All right. So my name is Dakisha Williams, your webinar strategist. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'll see you guys next time.